Okay, is everybody ready? All right, we're on the record. In the case of Pennsylvania American Water Company, filings at docket numbers R-2025-305-7983 and R-2025-305-8051. This is a public input hearing before the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission in connection with base rate filings of the Pennsylvania American Water Company. My name is Jeff Watson, and I'm here along with Administrative Law Judge Emily DeVoe, and we've been assigned to preside over these matters and to render a decision. Today is January 15th, 2026. The time is now 1 o'clock p.m., and we're conducting this in-person telephone public input hearing from the Scranton University Brennan Hall. By way of background, on November 14th, 2025, the company, Pennsylvania American Water Company, filed two requests with the Commission, one related to water and one related to wastewater, proposing to increase total operating revenues for water service by approximately $152.4 million and increase total operating revenue for wastewater service by approximately $16.3 million. This is the public input hearing. The purpose of this hearing is to hear from the public and from customers with regard to any concerns or input that you have with regard to the proposed filings by the company. If the parties are unable to reach a settlement in this case, in-person evidentiary hearings where the case will be considered on its merits will be held in Harrisburg on March 23rd through March 25th at the Commonwealth Keystone Building. Now, today, the public can testify in two ways. One, you can testify today under oath or affirmation. If you do, the court reporter who's seated directly to the left of Judge DeVoe will take down and transcribe everything that you say, and you'll be subject to cross-examination. In other words, the attorneys to, again, Judge DeVoe's immediate left may ask you questions. If there's a question that appears to be improper, we'll let you know. Otherwise, you can answer the questions. Cross-examination is typical in proceedings like this. We simply ask that you listen to the questions that are asked and answer those to the best of your ability under cross-examination. You can also make an unsworn statement. That just means you come up to the podium to my right. You'll again identify yourself and answer a few questions that are on the podium, whether you testify under oath or not. But if you give an unsworn statement, your statement cannot be considered by Judge DeVoe and myself, and it can't be considered by the Commission in making a decision in this case. So if you come to the microphone, to the podium to my right, and you testify under oath or affirmation, we can consider your evidence when we're making a decision on the filings by the company. If you make an unsworn statement, we can't consider that, but the company can take that information and your information, and the companies or the statutory advocates may be able to use that information in preparing their cases. I would encourage you to testify under oath if you want Judge DeVoe and I and the Commission to be able to consider what you have to say. So it's also important to understand that if you testify at a public input hearing, you cannot testify at a further public input hearing or at the evidentiary hearing. So you want to consider that when you're making a determination as to whether or not you want to testify. So today we will begin in a few minutes by taking testimony from the public. Again, you'll come up to the podium as I call your name, and you'll answer some questions, your name, spell your name for the record so that the record is clear, your occupation, your address, whether or not you're a customer, and then we'll begin to take your testimony. So it's just a little background of what we will be doing here today and how we will proceed. So with that said, at this point, I'd like to give the party representatives an opportunity to introduce themselves, to make a brief opening statement, and we'll begin with counsel for the company. Ms. Harold.
Thank you, Your Honor. My name is Teresa Harold, counsel for Pennsylvania American Water Company. As Judge Watson stated, our company filed a rate increase request at the Public Utility Commission. We understand that any rate increase is challenging to a household budget, especially in times of rising inflation. At the same time, we have a responsibility to operate efficiently and invest in critical water and wastewater infrastructure to help ensure safe, reliable, and sustainable service for every community we serve. The American Society of Civil Engineers graded the Commonwealth's water and wastewater infrastructure at a D and a D-. In this case, we are proposing hundreds of necessary projects, including 1, the repair or replacement of facilities that were installed many decades and in some cases over 100 years ago, 2, the elimination of lead service lines, and 3, the removal of emerging contaminants such as PFAS, also known as forever chemicals, in drinking water. If our proposed projects are delayed, potential risk to the integrity of our systems and water quality increases. With the funds requested in this case, here are just a few of the projects planned for your specific region. We are installing an 800,000-gallon underground wastewater storage tank in Scranton. This project should reduce the number of untreated sewage discharges going into the Lackawanna River by over 80%. We are installing new filtration systems to remove PFAS and naturally occurring iron and manganese that are present in the groundwater serving our Mount Pocono water system. We are cleaning and rehabilitating an existing 48-inch cast iron main, originally installed 118 years ago, that conveys treated water from our Lake Scranton water treatment plant into the city of Scranton. Due to the age of the existing main, it is at a high risk for main breaks. So how has PA American balanced affordability with our necessary investment in critical water and wastewater projects? First, as we develop capital investment plans and prioritize investment, affordability is always front of mind. We actively pursue funding through PennVest grants and loans, allowing us to borrow at below market rates to reduce the costs of our projects. Since 2024, PA American has received PennVest funding of approximately $156 million, with an estimated savings over the life of these low-interest loans of $100 million for the benefit of customers. Second, we conduct an affordability study using census data from our communities. Under EPA guidance, water and wastewater bills are considered affordable if they are below 2% and 2.5% of annual household income, respectively. Based on our average residential usage of 3,233 gallons per month, PA American's proposed rates result in an average monthly wastewater bill of approximately $95.27 and a wastewater bill of approximately $119.50. The affordability study shows that median income households would spend 1.04% of annual income on water service and 1.37% on wastewater service, both well under EPA affordability thresholds. While the majority of our customers' bills will remain affordable with the proposed increase, we recognize that some customers continue to struggle paying their bills. For lower income customers, we expanded all of our customer assistance programs, including expanding our hardship fund to include customers with household incomes up to 250% of the federal poverty level. This means a family of 4 with a household income of $80,000 is eligible for our hardship grants and can receive $500 a year towards their water bills and $500 a year towards their wastewater bills. So even if you typically do not qualify for other assistance programs, you may be eligible for our hardship fund. If you would like more information about the hardship fund or our other assistance programs, including the bill discount and arrearage forgiveness programs, we have a group of folks over on this side of the room who can provide you information about those programs. Alternatively, the phone number for Dollar Energy Fund, who is the administrator of our programs, is 1-888-282-6816. Finally, for customers who have expressed concern about being charged for wastewater in the summer that does not enter the company's wastewater system, we are proposing a solution. Our proposed deduct adjustments calculate summer bills using the lesser of a customer's actual metered usage or their average water usage in winter months. This proposal mimics a deduct meter and avoids charging customers for wastewater that does not enter the wastewater system. Pennsylvania American appreciates the opportunity to hear from its customers. To the extent you have not previously reached out to us directly to discuss your questions or concerns, we urge you to do so in the future. We take very seriously the importance of the utility services we provide in the Commonwealth. We strive every day to provide safe, reliable, and affordable water and wastewater service. We are staffed with water and wastewater experts, several of whom are here today, who are able to solve the challenging utility infrastructure problems ahead of us. We recognize that we can always improve, and that feedback from customers is critical to improving our service. Again, thank you for participating today, and we look forward to hearing your comments.
Thank you, Ms. Harold. And to Ms. Harold's left, from the Office of Consumer Advocate, Mr. Cheskis.
Thank you, Your Honors, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joel. I'm a Senior Assistant Consumer Advocate with the Pennsylvania Office of Consumer Advocate, or OCA. We're an independent state agency under the auspices of the Pennsylvania Attorney General, and we represent consumer interests in utility matters before the Public Utility Commission, as well as other state and federal courts and agencies. We are not a part of the PUC. We have a team of attorneys and consultants who are working on this matter. The OCA filed a formal complaint against the company's rate increase. The information that we get from customers at this public input hearing will help us to develop our case. On January 30th, we will provide our written recommendations to the Commission to explain why we believe the company's request should be adjusted. We will recommend to the ALJs and to the Commission that the company's rate be set as low as reasonably possible. But the purpose of today's hearing is to hear from you. I encourage everyone who is interested in this matter to testify. I encourage you to testify under oath so that your testimony becomes part of the record and we can rely on it in our arguments to the Commission. After you testify, you might be asked some clarifying questions. There is no wrong answer, and it's okay to say that you don't know the answer to a question. I am available after the hearing to answer any questions you might have, and I've also put some materials about our office table at the front door with tips for participating, tips for participating in today's hearing. Thank you for coming today, and I look forward to hearing your comments.
Thank you, Mr. Cheskis. And to his left is the counsel for the Office of Small Business Advocate, Rebecca Lytle.
Good afternoon. My name is Rebecca Lytle, and I'm the attorney for the Office of Small Business Advocate. We're a state agency. Our only concern is helping small businesses throughout the Commonwealth and their dealings with utility companies. Small business is defined by our agency as 250 employees or less. We'll get involved if a small business is having trouble paying their bills or other issues. We also get involved when there's a rate filing. What we do is we hire experts. These experts crunch the numbers because our goal is to keep the rates as low as possible for the small businesses throughout the Commonwealth. I urge you to testify under oath. And once again, thank you for coming out today.
Thank you, Ms. Lytle. And to her left is counsel for the Bureau of Investigation and Enforcement, Carrie Wright.
Thank you, Your Honors. My name is Carrie Wright. I am the Deputy Chief Prosecutor of the Rates Division of the Bureau of Investigation and Enforcement. I've been working with a team of engineers, accountants, and economists to review the company's rate case filing. We've had a lot of opportunity to gather information from the company, so we have a lot of information from the company that our witnesses use to form their written testimony in these proceedings. But a really important component of a rate case is hearing what the utility customers have to say about the rate increase. This is a vital part of the rate case process, and the information that you provide here today does help us to form our testimony in this proceeding. As a couple other folks have mentioned this evening, it is really important if you have information that you want to provide us today to testify under oath. That really is going to be the best way for us to use the information that you folks provide today. So thank you all for taking time out of your day to come out here and speak with us, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say.
Okay, thank you, counsel. Okay, folks, I want everyone to please note that if you filed a formal complaint in this proceeding, if you filed a document that says formal complaint on top and you objected on one of those forms and it was filed with the commission secretary, you filed a formal complaint, and that you would not be able to provide testimony at a public input hearing and at the evidentiary hearing, which is, again, an in-person hearing in Harrisburg in March. So just please keep that in mind. You only testify once at a proceeding, either one of these public input hearings or at the actual evidentiary hearing, where all of the evidence and the cross-examination and the written testimony is received, or at least offered into evidence. We have had sign-up sheets in the back of the room, and we will go through those sign-up sheets and call witnesses to testify in a way that is fair with everyone. When I call your name, I would just ask that you please come up to the microphone to my right, at the podium to my right. We've placed a sheet of paper with information that you will be asked to provide. Additionally, if you sent in any proposed exhibits, or you have proposed exhibits with you and you want us to consider those, please let us know so that we can make certain that those are properly marked and distributed to the parties today. Now, if you don't want to testify today, keep in mind you can also contact one of the active parties after the hearing, such as the individuals to the direct left of Judge DeVoe, and I think they've all indicated that they'll make themselves available to speak with you after the hearings today, this 1 o'clock hearing, and we will also convene again at 6 for an evening public input hearing. So again, this public input hearing is your opportunity to testify regarding the proposed rate increases by the company. If you have questions about those, please see the statutory advocates. But if you have concerns or you want your position to be known, please take the time today to testify and make those issues public, and so that we can consider those. I just remind everyone that this is a formal legal proceeding. We don't want anyone to feel nervous about speaking publicly, and we just ask that everyone will be respectful while others are speaking. If you have a cell phone, and if you have a cell phone on, I would just ask that you turn it to vibrate or turn it off, just so that it's not a distraction to anyone. And with that said, Judge DeVoe and I have in the past imposed time limits on witnesses. We do not intend to impose any time limits today. We just ask that take your time, make your statements, make your points as you're comfortable. If it becomes necessary due to time constraints, we can consider that, but I don't anticipate having to impose any time limits today. If someone does come up and testify and they say essentially what you were going to say, you can simply come up and say, they said what I was going to say, and you can just adopt their testimony as well if you'd like to do that, okay? This is a formal proceeding, but we understand you have points you want to make, and it's nothing to be nervous about. It's nothing to be concerned about speaking in public. So we just want to hear from you. We just want to know what's on your mind and what's important to you. That's why we're here, okay? So it should be fairly relaxed in that regard. Okay, speaking of relaxed, we also, at these proceedings, often have elected officials who have taken their time to come out and speak on behalf of their constituents. And today is no different, and we have a number of elected officials who are here, and we appreciate everyone. All of you I know have made sacrifices to be here and to express your concerns, and we appreciate the opportunity to hear from all of you. We're going to begin with the elected officials because I know, again, they speak for a number of other individuals or constituents, so we want to get them on. So is Representative Jim Haddock here? Okay, Representative, if you don't mind. And if you just State your name, spell your name, and you have that information in front of you. Thank you.
State Representative Jim Haddock, Jimhaddock.
And
42 Center Street, sorry, Your Honor.
no, good.
42 Center Street, Ustown, Pennsylvania, 18640.
Okay.
That's the office.
And Representative Haddock, do you wish to provide testimony under oath or affirmation so that your testimony will be considered?
I do.
Okay, and if you just raise your hand, do you swear from the evidence you're about to give should be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I most certainly do.
Thank you. Go ahead.
As I already said, my name is Jim Haddock, and I'm state representative in the 118th District, which serves areas in Luzerne and Lackawanna County, and I have 65,000 residents that I call my constituents. And I'm also a ratepayer. And I asked that this bench and the PUC respectively take a very hard look at this rate request, possibly to at least adjust it, and possibly even to just outright deny it. This is a whopping 13 to 17% increase per rate-paying bill. This increase is into an addition to two back-to-back rate increases that were approved, the last one being in 2023 and approved and kicked in 2024. And here we are, 2 short years later, back at the table. As this bench knows, the rate requester must send out information to the ratepayers. This notice of proposed rate change, in my opinion, was the least informative one that I recall ever reading and being part of. This rate change, you had to do the math yourself. They gave the average cost and dollar amounts. They didn't do any of the math to either the increase per month or the actual rate increase. So let me give you those figures if my math is correct. Residential ratepayers will pay $13.72 a month or $165 a year. That is $165 a year. That is 17% to residential ratepayers. Extremely high. And that bill, we must remember, is by their own admission to the average usage of gallons. So a larger family gets hit much harder. As you use more water, you're paying more. So bigger families are going to be even hit harder than the 17%. Small businesses, same boat. Small businesses, when you do the math, is $65.83 a month or $789.96 a year for an average just slightly over 17%. In today's economy, those double-digit rate increases are way too high. Interesting enough, the industrial customer receives 13%, the smallest proposed rate increase of all the categories. The industrial, if I have it right, includes the new boom business of data centers that are taking a large volume of our water in the state of Pennsylvania and causing outrage to our constituents. So that, even being a small increase, is $1,119.71 per month for our industrial customers. At the end of the day, when small businesses get an increase like that in industrial, again, the consumer, that usually gets passed off to our residents. Again, as I said, in 2023, just 2 short months, or 2 years ago, this rate increase, they just had a rate increase. But since 2023, what this company has also done in 2023, 2024, and 2025 was increase their dividend yield to their stakeholders, their stockholders, to whom they're beholding. Wall Street received, and they received 8% a year increases in the dividends. 2 pancake back-to-back rate increases. Now we go giving it to shareholders, Pennsylvania American Water, 8% a year, 3 years in a row. And on their own website, they talk about being able to increase to their stakeholders 18 years in a row, not only paying dividends, but paying an increased dividend over the year before. The company has a track record of 18 straight years of dividend increases, and in their own guidance to their stakeholders, they project over the next 5 years to continue that rate going at least 8% over the next 5 years. So this double-digit rate increase in today's economy, and Pennsylvania, bear in mind, it's one of the best economies in the Northeast of this country, and we have small growth. There are other states, but we're talking about Pennsylvania. Small growth, and we have a company looking for double digits, and at 17%, that's a high double-digit increase. And I feel that that is out of line with the economy, the economic picture of Pennsylvania, and on behalf of my 65,000 constituents and the 2 million ratepayers that Pennsylvania American Water service, that's a hardship on those people. And I ask that this be scrutinized and really taken a hard look at. And I thank the bench for their time today.
Thank you, Representative Haddock. Judge DeVoe, any questions?
I have no questions.
Council may have some cross-examination questions for you. We're going to go the opposite way, Ms. Wright. Or we're going to go the same way. Go ahead, Ms. Harrell.
Representative Haddock, thank you very much for attending. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be here. Just one clarifying question. You mentioned data centers, and I just wanted to confirm, are you aware that Pennsylvania American has publicly explained that any data centers applying to PA American for service would be 100% responsible for any system upgrade costs required to provide service to that data center?
I am actually well aware of that fact, and I actually give your company kudos because unlike PPL and some other providers, some other utility companies are passing those enhancements right off. But besides that, they're still receiving the smallest rate increase of 13, which is still high. But I thank you for that. If new infrastructure's run, that data center is going to pay for it with the water company, not so much with the gas and the electric, and I'm well aware of that. Thank you.
Thank you. No further questions.
Thank you. Mr. Cheskis.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Any other questions? No? Representative, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it, Your Honor.
Okay, next, Representative Kyle Donahue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Kyle Donahue, State Representative for the 113th District.
And would you like to testify under oath or after?
Yes,
And if you just raise your right hand, you swear from the evidence you're about to give should be the truth and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honors, for the opportunity to submit testimony regarding Pennsylvania American Water Company's latest request to once again raise water and wastewater rates. PA American Water's filing represents its fourth request for a rate increase since 2020, following significant hikes approved in 2021, 2023, and 2024. According to the company's own filings, these prior increases have nearly doubled the typical residential water bill in just a few short years. The current proposal would further raise monthly water bills for residential customers by 16.8% and wastewater bills by 9.1%, with comparable increases imposed on commercial and industrial users. These increases come at a time when Pennsylvanians are facing persistent inflation, rising housing costs, healthcare costs, and growing financial insecurity. water and sewer service are not discretionary expenses. They are essential services and customers have no alternative provider. As a result, repeated steep hikes place a disproportionate burden on families, small businesses, and local employers. PA American Water asserts that these increases are necessary to finance up to $1.2 billion in infrastructure investments by 2027. While infrastructure reliability is important, this justification must be examined with appropriate skepticism. As a regulated monopoly, Pennsylvania American Water does not assume the same financial risk that private companies face when making investments. Its capital expenditures are routinely covered through rates approved by this commission, meaning the risk is effectively borne by ratepayers, not by shareholders. In other words, customers are tasked to pre-finance and guarantee returns on investments over which they have no control, while the company's investors, like Representative Haddock had mentioned, are largely insulated from loss. This structure demands heightened scrutiny, not automatic approval or ever-increasing revenue requests. It's also necessary to closely examine the quality and effectiveness of these so-called infrastructure investments. A recent example from my district illustrates why this scrutiny is warranted. Along a 2.4-mile stretch of Madison Avenue, a major thoroughfare through South Scranton, PA American Water contractors conducted extensive water and sewer infrastructure upgrades for much of the first 10 months of 2025. The project created significant and prolonged disruptions for residents, commuters, and local businesses. When the roadway was fully repaved by the end of October of last year, the restoration work initially appeared to be well executed. However, within just 2 months, in November and December, 2 separate water main breaks occurred along that same stretch, requiring the newly restored roadway to be excavated again to make repairs in areas where upgrades had just been completed. In addition to those failures, multiple other sections of the corridor have since been reopened for work with no clear explanation provided to the public. This is not an isolated incident. Similar patterns of repeated excavation, premature failures, and inadequate coordination across Pennsylvania American Water Service territory year after year. Municipalities and individual property owners are left to manage the consequences. Damaged roads, disrupted commerce, traffic congestion, and declining public confidence. What makes this especially troubling is that the utility bears, once again, no financial risk for these outcomes. The cost of capital projects and the cost of correcting failures are ultimately passed on to ratepayers, not absorbed by shareholders or contractors. That lack of risk removes a critical incentive for quality, efficiency, and long-term planning. Before approving additional rate increases, Your Honors and the PUC must demand stronger evidence that prior investments are being executed competently, delivering durable results, and providing real value to the customers who are paying for them. It's also important to note that just months ago, in July 2024, the Commission approved $99.3 million in additional annual revenue for Pennsylvania American Water, nearly half of what the company originally requested at the time. Now, before customers had any meaningful opportunity to absorb that increase or evaluate its results, the company seeks another $168.7 million in new revenue, a 14.6 overall increase. This pattern raises fundamental questions about affordability, cost controls, and accountability. It also raises concerns about whether the existing regulatory framework sufficiently balances the needs of customers against the financial expectations of a utility that serves over 2.3 million Pennsylvanians across 37 counties. I do commend the Commission for its unanimous decision to suspend and investigate this request. That decision reflects the seriousness of repeated rate hikes and a cumulative impact they have had on households and communities. I urge the Commission to rigorously examine whether the proposed investments are prudent, whether costs are being controlled, and whether customers are being asked to pay more than is just and reasonable. Pennsylvania's utility system must function in the public interest. That means ensuring safe and reliable service while also protecting residents from rate increases that outpace wages and undermine affordability, especially when the financial risk of those investments is shifted almost entirely onto ratepayers. Thank you for your consideration to this important matter.
Thank you, Representative Donahue. Judge DeVoe, any questions?
Two quick ones. Can I get the spelling of your last name for the court reporter, please?
DONAHUE.
Thank you. And also, you mentioned that there was some line work and road disruptions on Pittston
Avenue, yes.
Pittston Avenue. What is the current status of that area?
So as of right now, the bottom of Gibbon Street, which myself and Commissioner Gahn, who's here, live on, has been torn up. Was another 2 cuts where I don't know what the result was. I know that it was a water main break on the bottom of Gibbon Street, and I believe it was Saginaw Street and Pittston Avenue. There was also a water main break there because my house was affected by both of those. There were 2 other cuts in Pittston Avenue since the end of October, after it was fully restored, that I don't know if they were water main breaks or something else.
Okay, thank you.
Counsel, we'll start with Ms. Harold this time.
Thank you, Your Honor, and thank you, Representative Donahue, for attending today. We really appreciate you coming out and sharing your perspective. One clarifying question. I have a little cheat sheet of recent projects in the Scranton area, and I just wanted to clarify, is all of the work done associated with the main breaks you were referring to, or is there still additional work that needs to be done from your perspective?
To my knowledge, it's done, but there's also craters now in a road that was paved 2 months ago.
And that's the Pittston Avenue?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. No additional questions.
Any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
No. Thank you, Representative.
Thank you, Your Honors.
Okay, next we have Representative Bridget Kozierowski. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Bridget Kozierowski. Ready? K-O-S-I-E-R-O-W-S-K-I. And I live at 6 Starlight Drive, Waverly, Pennsylvania.
Thank you. Would you like to testify under oath or affirmation?
Yes,
And if you raise your right hand, do you swear from the evidence you're about to give should be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you very much. Good.
So being the third state representative to speak to everybody this morning, and I thank you for being here. I thank the PUC for holding this necessary hearing, and thank you, Your Honors, for being here this morning. Lots of statistics and numbers that can be spoken about. You all know here in this district, I specifically represent the 114th, which is compromising the city of Scranton, the township of Benton, Greenfield, North Abington Township, Scott, South Abington, Waverly, and the boroughs of Clarks Green, Clarks Summit, and Dixon City. The folks here in our area are not only your infrastructure of the Pennsylvania American water system is aging, but so are our constituents. I hear lots of phone calls and people that speak about just the cost of living, and we've used the word affordability several times this morning. I'm here just to really impress upon you the affordability that our constituents face. It's no secret that what's happening locally in our community is the cost of living, specifically healthcare. We have an aging population here. Just today, I had calls in my office. It's the last day to apply for the Affordable Care Act, and people's rates are increasing dramatically to the point where they're not even going to have health insurance. So when I couple that, and I want you to really remember that part, when you couple that cost of living with our constituents and any kind of rate increase. I had the pleasure of being able to tour the sewer authority here in Scranton. Is it aging? Yes. Have they done an enormous amount of work to increase and make sure that we here customers have clean and safe water? Yes. The technology that they use is impressive, and I'm grateful for being able to go through that tour and see the establishment there. And everything costs money, and I understand. I'm trying to balance, the cost of making sure that we, the customers, have clean, safe water. But I want you to remember who the cost is being passed upon. And, I really think about the aging population we have here in Lackawanna County and the fixed incomes that they live upon. So even if you're saying, and I can go through a litany of numbers here, costs, and it could be from $2.15 a month to $55 a month. And some people may not think that that's a big deal and that should be able to be absorbed. But with the cost of living that people are facing now, it is a big deal. And I'm hopeful that you can adjust or pause or make sure that those constituents that we're passing costs along to are part of your decision. And that's really why I'm here today on behalf of our constituents.
Thank you very much. Judge DeVoe?
I have no questions.
Ms. Harrell?
I just want to thank you for coming today and sharing your perspective. It is very much appreciated.
Thank you.
Any other counsel? No. Thank
Good?
you very
Okay,
much.
thank you. Thank you, Judge. I took your instruction sheet.
That happened to you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay.
He's not here yet. So we'll go to here. Cowgan. Yeah.
Okay, next, I understand we have Lackawanna County Commissioner Bill Gaugen. We'll come back to him.
Hi, good afternoon.
Just state your name. spell your name.
Sure, Bill Gauhan, Billgauhan.
And would you like to testify under oath or affirmation?
Yes,
Okay, and if you just raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm the evidence you're about to give should be the truth and nothing but the truth?
yes,
Thank you. Go.
thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Bill Gauhan. I'm a Lackawanna County Commissioner. I'm here today on behalf of my constituents in Lackawanna County. I'm also here as a ratepayer from South Scranton, Representative Kyle Donahue's neighbor, as you just heard. Also, most importantly here today is a father of 5 children under the age of 10. My wife is pregnant with our 6th child in April, so this is definitely going to affect me. We take a lot of showers and baths and flush the toilet a lot, so. But to my constituents, water is not a luxury item. It's not a premium subscription. And it is not something that families in Lackawanna County should be forced to finance like a Wall Street growth strategy. Yet that is exactly what this proposal asks them to do. Let's be clear about what's on the table. Pennsylvania American Water is asking the people of this region to pay $120 to $240 more per year during a time when groceries cost more, rents cost more, insurance costs more, and wages are still trying to catch their breath. That's not a rounding error to the people that I represent. That's heating oil, that's prescriptions, that's whether a senior keeps a thermostat at 68 or 62. And we're told, very politely, that this is all necessary. I've learned that when a monopoly uses the word necessary, it usually means convenient for them and unavoidable for everyone else. Let's talk about necessity. This company serves roughly 682,000 customers and is seeking a $168.7 million increase, nearly a 15% jump in annual revenue. 15%. Most working families in Lackawanna County would throw a parade if their income grew by 15%. Instead, they're being told to quietly absorb it monthly, indefinitely, and without competition. That's not a market, that's a mandate. And what makes this even harder to swallow is history. Just over a year ago, as has been mentioned by other elected officials, regulators slashed a previous rate hike by more than 50% and launched an investigation into service quality in northeastern Pennsylvania. So let me ask the obvious question. If the last request was excessive enough to cut in half, why should the public trust that this one is suddenly reasonable? What changed other than the price tag? We're also told that this money will fund system improvements, and that's good because infrastructure matters. But here's the problem. Customers are being asked to pay first and ask questions later. Families don't get guaranteed returns on their kitchen repairs. They don't get rate recovery on a new furnace. They don't get to socialize risk while privatizing profit. Yet that's exactly how this proposal works. And now let's talk about what's coming next, because it never seems to be part of any glossy presentations. Data centers. Lackawanna County is being actively courted for large-scale data centers, facilities that consume enormous amounts of water and electricity, 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Here's what history tells us. When massive industrial users move in, residential customers do not get protected, they usually get squeezed. Infrastructure gets strained, capacity gets redirected, and somehow the household ratepayer always ends up subsidizing the growth plan. I also want to address the so-called affordability measures, a pilot program, a seasonal adjustment, a few carefully worded assurances. You don't fix an affordability crisis with a pilot program. You don't justify a permanent rate increase with temporary relief. And you don't ask people to pay more today based on promises that might help someone else tomorrow. This community has been here before. We've seen what happens when utilities overpromise, underdeliver, and then come back a few years later asking for another increase because somehow it's always urgent and never enough. So here's my position. Until affordability is the foundation, not the footnote, until ratepayers are protected from future industrial shocks, until accountability matches the size of the ask, this proposal in its current form is unacceptable. The people of Lackawanna County are not a blank check, they are not an afterthought, and they are not here to guarantee profit margins. They are here to be heard, and today they are saying enough. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Judge DeVoe?
I have no questions.
Ms. Harrell?
Thank you. Just a few clarifying questions. I really appreciate Commissioner Gauguin. Gauguin, thank you. Gaudin.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate you attending today. I'm going to have to work on your last name. Apologies.
That's okay.
Just a couple of clarifying questions. Are you aware that Pennsylvania American has proposed no rate increase in this rate case for Scranton wastewater customers?
I am.
And you mentioned the service quality investigation as part of the last rate case. Are you aware that as part of the conclusion of that service quality investigation, the commission did not find any systemic problems with Pennsylvania American service quality in Northeast Pennsylvania?
I am.
Thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
Council, any questions at all? No?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Okay, next on my list is Mayor Page Cognetti.
Thank you. Good afternoon again. Paige Cognetti, P-A-I-G-E-C-O-G-N-E-T-T-I. Mayor of City of Scranton. Our address of City Hall is 340 North Washington Avenue, 18503. So we represent the city, so ratepayers personally, of course, but then also the city, all of our businesses and residents. Appreciate, oh yes, what else? Indeed. What do you need me to do? Yes, testifying under oath, yes. Thank you.
Swear from the evidence you're about to give you the truth, nothing but the truth.
I do. This is, I think, the fourth time, fifth rate increase hearing I think that we've had in the last couple of years. Not just PAWC, UGI, and others. The conditions of how expensive it is to live anywhere have not improved. I was at a meeting last night in the Kaiser Valley Community Center. Someone made a point that I hadn't thought of yet, that people can't even afford the newspaper in order to understand that there's a meeting to go to protest a rate increase, or in the case of what we're dealing with here in the city right now this week, a data center that's proposed in Ransom Township. So we're at a point where people are not even going to get able to get the information that they need in order to come protest. And here we are. I appreciate that there's one at 6 o'clock tonight, but 1 o'clock, I mean, it's a privilege for most of us to be able to be here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I was at ShopRite the other day, and I paid $10.29 for a 12-pack of Coke. That was wild to me, how expensive even just that item has gotten. I don't have as many children as Commissioner Gahan, but I have, I guess, about a third of the amount of children that you have, but I still have 2, and their milk is increasingly expensive, but that price tag for Coca-Cola really sprung up. So I know that we all say similar things, but we really can't emphasize enough how unaffordable it is to live in America. And while we here in northeastern Pennsylvania are proud of being a place that has, in some ways, an affordable cost of living, and we talk about that when we talk about economic development a lot, we are at a real risk for leaving the folks that are here now behind as we grow. You see that as a real undercurrent in the data center issue, where people here have seen this show before. We've seen, in different industry come in, extract out of the ground what they wanted, leave, and then leave the scars for the taxpayers to pay. That is one of the reasons that data centers are so concerning. It's also one of the reasons, of course, that we worry about the utility companies doing the same to us, but on a monthly basis with our bills. So while the dividends seem great for PAWC stockholders, there is a real cost to the people that pay those bills. It's not just residents, it's also businesses. We are seeing growth here. We have small businesses, family businesses, larger businesses, defense contractors, manufacturers, steel industry that's still here. They also have to pay the bills. They also have to make hard decisions as economic pressures, including tariffs and other pieces, labor costs go up. So we are really, really in a vice here, and we really plead for the PUC to deny this rate request. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Judge DeVoe, any questions?
I have no questions.
Ms. Harrell?
Thank you, Mayor Cognetti, for coming out. I have.
Thank you. Anyone else? Thank you very much. Mayor Michael Lombardo. Okay. Next is Mayor Michael Lombardo here. Mayor Lombardo? No? I wonder if he's not coming till 2. Yeah, he's not coming. I'm gonna go to Max Mayor Conway. And is Mayor Max Conway present?
Right here.
Thank you very much. And just state your name and spell your last name for the record.
My name is Max Conway, MAXCONWAY. I'm the mayor in Dunmore, Pennsylvania.
Thank you. And your business address?
400 South Blakely Street, Dunmore, PA 18512.
Thank you. And is it your desire to provide testimony under oath or affirmation?
Yes.
If you just raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm the evidence you're about to give for the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Take your time.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Max Conway. I'm the mayor of the borough of Dunmore. Dunmore is the home to almost 14,000 ratepayers. This is the second time in just over 2 years that Pennsylvania American Water has come before the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission seeking a rate increase impacting Dunmore. While this filing technically only targets water rates for Dunmore, as we're kind of tied in with Scranton on this, Dunmore residents are still drowning in the massive wastewater increases from the last round. At the kitchen table, that distinction between water and wastewater doesn't exist. It's one bill from one company, hitting one bank account. Treating water and wastewater as separate issues is like charging someone to breathe in and then charging them again to exhale. You can't have one without the other, and it's the same pair of lungs paying the price. Over the past 24 hours, I asked Dunmore residents to share how another increase would affect them. Excuse me. The response I received was quite frankly absurd. People are reaching a breaking point. I want to put their words directly into the record. Ann Marone Pinko, who lives with her 90-year-old father, wrote, "It's just me and my father. Our bill is $178. How do we use that much water? We don't." Joe Walsh said, "Our water bill averages $260 a month and is now our highest utility, higher than electric heat in winter." Daria McDonald shared, "Our bill averages $350. I've cut back everywhere I can. We're struggling to keep up." Pam, who's a mother of 4, wrote, "Our water bill is $500 a month. It's outrageous." Frank Cicero, a Dunmore homeowner in a house of 2, who moved from New Jersey, said, "In New Jersey, our combined water and sewer bill was about $150 a quarter. Here, we pay nearly double that every month." And then Elizabeth Finnerty documented a full year of her bills, and she wrote, "My husband works 4 overtime shifts every weekend, and we are just making ends meet. We cannot afford much more." These numbers are wild. When a water bill rivals a heat bill or a grocery budget, The system to me seems broken. These residents are describing a consistent pattern of skyrocketing bills, no ability to control their usage, and zero recovery time between these increases. I respectfully ask the Commission to stop looking at these requests in a vacuum. You may see spreadsheets, but the residents in Dunmore see their bank accounts being drained. Please consider the cumulative impact and the breaking point of our community. Thank you for the opportunity to place these residents' voice into the record. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Judge DeVoe, any questions?
I have no questions.
Ms. Cheryl?
Thank you for coming out, Mayor Conway. I have no questions.
Thank you.
Anything else from council? Thank you.
Thanks.
Jay, just gonna come talk to me. I was thinking, while we're waiting, while we're waiting for, I'm gonna let you go and talk about the water bills for a while. Yeah, so if you call Commissioner Welby and then contact the mayor, yeah. Thank you. You didn't get my joke. Okay. Next, we have Lackawanna County Commissioner Tom Welby. Commissioner, I apologize. I have a hard time following the list of instructions.
That's quite all right. It's Tom Welby, T-H-O-M, last name W-E-L-B-Y, and yes, please.
Thank you. Swear or affirm that you're about to give testimony, you're about to give speak the truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
And just give us your business address for the record, please.
123 Wyoming Avenue in Scranton, 6th floor.
Okay.
I had down my home. I'm here, yes, as representing the residents of Lackawanna County and the businesses of Lackawanna County, as well as a customer. And I echo fellow Commissioner Gaughan and our state representatives and mayors' comments, and I promise that I will be brief. What has been said is shared by everyone here and everyone that's unable to be here today. But in particular, I'd like to express two concerns. One is that it seems that every rate increase hearing that we have here, I feel like I'm at an auto dealer buying a car where the salesperson comes out with a number up here, knowing that they're going to get it in here. And that seems to be the case every time, no disrespect, but I feel like we're in that situation again. And as I was listening to some of the comments, just out of curiosity, I Googled AI Google regarding Pennsylvania American Water profit increases, and what comes up in AI is Pennsylvania American Water is seeking a significant profit increase, not through net profits, but through a proposed $168.7 million annual revenue hike. And I know that the presentation is that the rate increase is for improvements, and we have seen many improvements made, particularly in Scranton, albeit some of them have collapsed right after they were done, and those streets that were pointed out to by Commissioner Gaughan and State Representative Donahue, there's three. They're on Pittston Avenue, which is a state road, and it's a parallel road, Cedar Avenue, another three there that happened in the last 2 months, and they're significant with the greater, more than half of the road at a time when all of the pavement manufacturing companies are closed until late spring at best. But the other thing that concerns me and gives credence to the thought process that this is a net profit request, not a request for improvements. We will look at a third quarter profits for Pennsylvania American Water were increased and substantials again, as were the dividends that were reported. And it just kind of troubles me a little bit. And also one other thing that troubles me is that at a previous rate hearing, it was brought up about the difference in your water bill and your wastewater bill. And to me, it borders on insane. We're all paying in Scranton and in Dunmore more for our wastewater than we are to get the water. And I find that I don't know. I think that to have X amount of water, I pay about $124 in the last bill for water and $144 to get rid of the water. Now, it costs me more to get rid of water that one would think that since all of the water isn't going into the sewer lines, it would be less. But that just kind of, I don't know, maybe somebody thinks that that's a good thing. And also at the last hearing, after the hearing, there were conversations from Pennsylvania American Water that something would be done to allocate, to make an adjustment for that. Considerations would be made. And we heard nothing about that until today, when we're here for another rate increase, and now they're saying, well, there's considerations that maybe something can be done in the summer. Well, it's not just the summer that this occurs, where all the water doesn't go down into the sewers. And I would hope that we don't have to wait till the next rate increase hearing to have something actually happen as a result of the conversations that go on at these hearings. But on behalf of the residents of Lackawanna County, I too express my extreme disappointment that we have to be here today for this when I don't think it's necessary. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Judge DeVoe, any questions?
I have no questions.
Ms. Harrell?
Yes, just one clarifying question. Commissioner Welby, thank you for attending today. We really appreciate it. You mentioned in the last rate case you didn't recall a deduct adjustment where the water that you use that doesn't go into the wastewater system would be technically reduced from the wastewater bill based on summer usage, right?
Well, it was said that I don't think there was a reference based specifically to summer at that time. Just the considerations would be made to accommodate for people for all of the water not going into the sewer system.
Understood.
Is what I recall.
Do you recall that Pennsylvania American, had a proposal called the winter averaging proposal?
No, not as a general consumer that gets my bill. And I mean, maybe there's something hidden in there that isn't clear to me.
No, I understand. We renamed that proposal in this case to the deduct adjustment to be clear that with this adjustment, if approved by the commission, it would base water usage in the summer on only water that would be going down your wastewater system. So usage for things like gardening, watering your lawn, playing in the sprinkler, all of that usage would be subtracted out. So that is our effort. It's a proposed mechanism in this case to adjust for the wastewater bill and reducing water that doesn't go through the wastewater system.
That is good to hear. And what about the other months of the year in which the water that we use isn't going down the drain?
We have heard feedback from customers that
I don't think so.
It's a summer problem, but to the extent you have received feedback from your constituents that the problem in other parts of the year, we'd be happy to discuss that with you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. No further questions.
Any other questions from council? No. Commissioner, thank you.
Thank you.
Michael Lombardo. Okay, next I have Mayor Michael Lombardo. And Mayor, if you just state your name and spell your last name for the record.
Sure. Michael A. Lombardo, Lombardo.
Thank you. And your business address?
It's 35 Broad Street.
And is it your desire to provide a testimony under oath or affirmation?
Yes.
And if you just raise your right hand, you swear from the evidence you're about to give should be the truth and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you. Take your time.
So I can just go?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm here on a very specific situation. I'm here to talk about, so I'm the mayor of the city of Pittston. We are actually working with the PA American on the acquisition of our sanitary collection system. And I'm here to talk a little bit about that and the interaction that I've had with PA American at this point. So let me start out in saying that much like many of the municipalities here in the Northeast and throughout the Commonwealth, I mean, it's an industrialized state. Our system is 100 years old. It presents a significant challenge to us in terms of upkeep. Several years ago, we set out to investigate what options we had in terms of moving the system forward. So for about the last 2 years, we've on a very sort of systematic approach to what are we going to do here. We came up with an RFP, we hired legal counsel, and we hired some experts to talk to us about what the options were. Based on all of those situations, we made a decision to move forward. PA American was one of 3 vendors that we spoke to at the time, and we made a decision to move forward on the sale of that system. And let me say, a lot of consideration went into that, and in addition to being the mayor, I'm also a property owner of multiple properties. So, rates do matter to me, and service does matter to me, and that was part of our consideration. So one of the things driving that is that we just finished paying a long-term process. We currently have a system in the city that's antiquated. It's about 60% of it now is still combined sewer and stormwater. We're under a mandate from DEP to separate the 2 systems, and we're looking at a path forward. Either way we go, I think there are implications for the taxpayers that I represent. So my objective in this whole process was really to look at, might not be the best choice of words, but look at the path that was the least painful in terms of what would this mean at the end of the day for our ratepayers. I am specifically familiar with PA American. I will note that I'm in the beginning of my 5th term. I've been involved with the city for about 30 years. So I have pretty much of a good longitudinal look. Our relationship with the water company has been a very productive one. We've been able to develop, I think, some really good synergies where we, in terms of street paving and work in our streets, have been able to kind of both row the boat in the same direction, so that we did work that I think had value to both the company and to us in terms of, I think, being economically sound. At the end of the day, when we look at the sale of the system and we look at the numbers, we've placed a methodology in place that will, look, we recognize there are going to be rate increases, and I want to be in a position as an elected official in our municipality to be able to sort of ameliorate as much of that increase as possible. So we have a plan in place to essentially set aside some money to offset some of the capital. But I feel really good about where we are. I think it's been a process that we've vetted over a long period of time. We've brought experts in. And at the end of the day, as an elected official, doing sewer work isn't something that we're adept at. Our crews, while we do sewer repairs, are not capable of doing the type of repairs. So every time we have a major circumstance, it requires us putting the project out to bid, which essentially one project wipes away all of the sewer fees that we have. So there's really no way that we can keep up with the pace of what's being demanded. And on the onset of this, I talked to you about just paying off a long-term note that we had with the state through one of the finance programs in the state. And that doesn't mean we're done in the eyes of DEP. What it means is, as a matter of fact, and I apologize if there's any DEP people in the room, I was actually expecting to hear from you already. It's just time to catch our breath and look at the next phase, because as they said, there's about 60% more of work that we have to do. And at the end of the day, you're probably talking $60, $70 million worth of construction on a budget that, in its best day, is about $9 million. I don't have enough terms left to get that done.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Judge DeVoe may have a question.
Yeah, one quick question.
Sure.
Do you know if Pennsylvania American Water and/or Pittston have filed an application with the commission for that acquisition?
Well, I think we're in some part of the formal stage of that process. I mean, it's not happened in a vacuum. I know the Utility Commission is aware that, that is something that we were pursuing.
I have no other questions.
Okay.
Thank you. Council may have some questions. Ms. Harrell?
Thank you, Mayor Lombardo. I have no questions.
Okay.
Anyone else? No?
Thank you.
Very much, Mayor. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Okay. Do we have any other elected officials who would like to testify this afternoon? Anyone else? All right. If there are no other elected officials, time is now 2:12 p.m. And we have another very important group of individuals who have signed up to testify today that we're eager to hear from as well. And the first is Harry Jadek. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes, you did, and I'm very impressed. Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, thank you. It goes downhill from there. Would you just go ahead and state your name?
Sure.
Your last name?
My name is Harry Jadek, Jadick. I live at 1436 College Avenue in Dunmore, Pennsylvania. I am retired. I am a former CFO in the banking and food industry. And I appreciate the opportunity to speak today.
We appreciate having you, and would you like to testify under oath?
Yes, I would, Your Honor.
And do you swear or affirm the evidence you're about to give should be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Take your time. Go ahead.
Thank you. With this increase by PA Water for the improvements in infrastructure, replacing pipes, the lead pipes, addressing contaminants and upgrades to the system, that's a normal business job. I mean, it's nothing unusual, but we seem to always be getting these increases. But my question is, these increases are cumulative. We get a 10% increase for projects that are proposed to be done. Then the next year, we get another 10% increase, and I'm just pulling numbers out, and it's 10% on the 10% increase of a prior year's project. That's a double dip. So where's that 10% going that was given in the prior year? I think consideration has to be made there. And I think consideration has to be made also by the commission as to the completion of these projects that the consumer is paying for. I live on College Street, which is alongside Marywood College, which is next to Green Ridge in Scranton, where I live. In fact, Dunmore section where I live used to be called Green Ridge Plaza. And we had massive work done on our street, on College Avenue, and throughout Green Ridge. And I happen to be an officer of the Green Ridge Neighbor Association because I just moved to Dunmore recently. I downsized. But we have roads torn apart for a significant period of time. An example is on my street in College Avenue, the work was done, I'd say, late August, September, and there's no pavement that has been done yet on it to repair that road next to the college. And that holds true for a good portion of Green Ridge where work was done. So I really think that, hope that the commission would consider. The fact is, you know, these increases are just put on top of increases, and it's accumulation, which is helping the bottom line of this company, which in 2024 had a bottom line of $1 billion. The year before was about $0.9 billion, and the year before was about $0.8 billion. This is a $30 billion company that has shareholders, and they treat their shareholders rather well with continued increases in dividends. And I wish I had made an investment in this company. I'd be quite happy. So I would ask that the commission, and they may get some verification or proof of the work was completed as stated in the proposals to get the money. That I don't know, and I don't know anything about that. But, you know, and I also looked at the annual report of the company. And at year-end 2024, they had a cash flow of $2 billion. $2 billion at the end. That's cash flow. 2023, 1.9 billion. 2022, 1.1 billion. This company is not heard on a cash flow basis. And I've just pulled these numbers off of the annual report. I'm not a financial person aware of the accounting process, but in an overlook, the company is very strong and could afford these investments that they're making. When I was in banking, we made investments to expand our branch network. We paid it. We did not cut our interest rates being paid on depositors, nor did we increase interest rates that we were asking for our customers to make. Same in the food business. We did these improvements because it's part of doing business and we had to do it internally, fund these things or go out and borrow the money. We didn't pass along these costs for improvements to our consumers. And, you know, on a personal note, this increase, for me, I did a calculation, and it would be maybe close to $20, $25 a month. Peanuts, right? Well, my Social Security went up about $80 a month. So we're looking at 25% of my increase is going just for one bill, if it goes through as stated. And I sincerely ask the commission to consider the fact is increase in year 1 for 10%, increase in year 2 for 10%, increase in year 3 and 10% is a 10% increase on what we already paid for investments. And I think the company is financially strong enough to be able to afford these improvements without asking its users to pay for them. That's all I have. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jadek. I rarely ask any questions at these hearings, but you made a reference to Greenwich.
Yes.
Is that a town or a borough?
It's a borough of Scranton.
I don't want to stir anything up here today, but I heard when I got here, preparing for this hearing, that President Biden is actually from Greenwich.
Yes, he is.
Is that right?
Yes,
Can
he
you
is.
confirm that?
In fact, his original home's probably about 3 blocks away from my house.
All right. Thank you very much. Judge DeVoe, any questions?
Do you receive water, wastewater, or both services?
Both.
And the other question I have is, you mentioned College Avenue, there was a lack of pavement due to some sort of road work. Was that due to a Pennsylvania American Water project?
Yes, I believe it was, along with I think it was a joint project between them and the gas.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Ms. Harrell?
Thank you, Mr. Jadek, for your testimony. I have no questions.
Counsel? No? Okay.
Thank you.
very
Appreciate
much,
it.
sir. All right. I'm going to go on the other list now. It's going to go back and forth. All right. Next on the list that I just picked up is Ellen Ferretti. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And if you just state your name and spell your last name for the record, please.
Ellen Ferretti, F-E-R-R-E-T-T-I. My work address is 105 Lieutenant Michael Cleary Drive in Dallas, Pennsylvania. Do I go down the list?
Go ahead.
Okay. Main job or occupation, I am the executive director of a nonprofit conservation organization in northeastern Pennsylvania. Am I a consumer of Pennsylvania American Water? No. Are you testifying? I'm testifying on behalf of North Branch Land Trust, where I work. Did you file a rate complaint? No. And am I testifying under oath? Yes.
And if you just raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead, take your time.
Thank you. And again, I am executive director of the North Branch Land Trust. Our mission is as follows. North Branch Land Trust partners with landowners, communities, and stakeholders to conserve and care for northeastern Pennsylvania's lands and waters. North Branch Land Trust works with private landowners to protect their land for conservation purposes. We work to ensure that land placed under easement is properly conserved and stewarded, bringing lasting conservation benefits. Over the past few years, we have worked in partnership with Pennsylvania American Water to successfully conserve 220 acres of riparian buffer lands surrounding the Huntsville Drinking Water Reservoir, which services drinking water for over 30,000 people. These lands are now under a highest protection area conservation easement, which will be monitored by the Land Trust annually in perpetuity. This is a first for Pennsylvania American Water, and we hope to work further with them to conserve more watershed lands. This project has already had a ripple effect in more landowners coming to us with questions on how to conserve their lands, protecting more habitats, watersheds, and natural areas. This was a voluntary partnership by Pennsylvania American Water to be good stewards to these lands. In addition, as a good community partner, the water company will maintain a public access created at Huntsville on a portion of the conserved land for nature viewing and education. PA American Water has been a good community partner to the Land Trust, which has allowed us to not only conserve more natural lands and waters, but better care for the lands we own. Staff at the water company have volunteered at our preserves for tree planting, which helps us out a lot as our staff is limited, and we equally aspire to be good stewards of the lands we own. Assistance from Pennsylvania American Water helped us fight invasive plants at our Hanover Marsh Preserve. Without this assistance, we would be unable to properly steward the marsh, which acts as a water quality and quantity buffer to the highly industrialized surrounding area. My hope for the Land Trust and PA American Water is that we find more ways to work together to conserve and protect the lands and waters of northeastern Pennsylvania in the service areas where we overlap. As a community nonprofit working to protect natural areas, we are very fortunate for their partnership and collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Judge DeVoe, any questions?
I have no questions.
Thank you.
Ms. Harrell?
Thank you, Mr. Reddy. I have no questions.
Counsel? No questions? Thank you very much for your testimony.
Thank you.
Okay, next I have Darren Snyder. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please state your name and spell your last name for the record.
Darren Snyder, SNYDER.
And your address?
I live at 216 South Franklin Street in downtown Wilkes-Barre.
Okay. And is it your desire to provide testimony under oath or affirmation?
Yes, it is.
And do you swear from the evidence you're about to give you the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. There's a list of questions there if you don't mind answering those, and then take your time and provide your testimony.
I am a licensed real estate broker in the state of Pennsylvania. Personally, I've brokered, bought, sold, and managed hundreds of properties throughout my career. I am a ratepayer as well. I have 3 young children, and I do not want my children drinking water that has lead in it. I don't want them drinking water that has the wrong pH or has contaminants in it. I do not want a decrease in services. As a licensed broker, I've personally called the water company hundreds of times to have the utilities turned on and turned off. And I don't want to wait days and weeks at a time to get my water. I don't want to have water main breaks in my city and have streets closed. I do not want to worry about having bad water for my children. I'm disgusted each time I read in the newspaper about millions of untreated sewer water that's dispersed into the streams and flows down river through Wilkes-Barre and the Susquehanna River. I've listened to politicians talk about keeping water bills down, but I think I read that a gallon of water is less than a penny. So we're talking about less than a penny for each gallon of water that we're drinking. We've all probably spent about $5 today on a cup of coffee, but we're complaining about the water that we're drinking and we're giving to our children. We're complaining about the water that's going into our streams and rivers. And I do not want to have any decrease in customer service. That would cause, when the rates are kept down. At the end of last month, I had a property that I needed the water turned on, and I'm on a first-name basis with my technician, Teresa Macco. She is the most wonderful person. She's trained, and she's a pleasure to see her, to get my water turned on and turned off. And she's very skilled, and I want people coming and that are very skilled, and she couldn't get the water turned on. The valve was broken on my street. And so the water company had to send out a crew with an excavator to dig up this sidewalk, to dig up the street. And that was done within a few days that I had my water turned on. And I was so happy at that level of service that I've received from the water company. And that the way that they left it in the condition that they did, I was happy. That is one of the reasons, and the primary reason that I'm here today, that I do not want the can being kicked down the road. I do not want a decrease in services. So if that means that less than pennies per gallon increase in the water, I want the highest possible water for my family, for my business, and I want the highest possible service in my community. Thank you.
Thank you. Judge DeVoe, any questions?
I have no questions.
Ms. Harrell?
Thank you, Mr. Schneider. I have no questions.
Thank you. Counsel, any questions at all? No. Thank you, Mr. Schneider. Okay, next, James Murphy. Good afternoon. And if you just state your name and spell your last name.
Sure. My full name is James Murphy. Everybody calls me Jim. I live at 2326 Ransom Road, Clark Summit, PA. I am a customer of PAWC. I own 2 properties that are serviced by them. I am testifying on behalf of American Water.
Okay. And you would like to testify under oath?
Yes, sir, I would.
Thank you. Just raise your hand. Do you swear affirm the evidence you're about to give the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Take your time.
All right, so I work for GFT Infrastructure, previously known to most people as Gannett Fleming. I am a construction manager. I have worked with American Water for probably the last 10 to 12 years of my career. It's been a very positive experience because I have seen on a daily basis the existing infrastructure they have, whether that be old, new, used, things they've acquired, etc. And throughout that time that I've worked with them, I have gotten to see them make improvements. I specifically have seen them make improvements to their treatment plants, their distribution system, their source water protection, their water sources such as their dams and reservoirs. And I personally feel that they do a great job of maintaining their commitment to improving their infrastructure to provide quality water and uninterrupted service to the customer.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
Very much. Judge DeVoe, any questions?
I have no questions.
Ms. Harrell?
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. No questions.
Okay. Counsel for any party? No. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thanks. Y'all have a lovely day.
Too. Thank you. Okay. Doris Koloski.
Okay, Doris Koloski, K-O-L-O-S-K-I. I live on the 400 block of Colfax Avenue in Scranton, and I am a ratepayer, customer.
Would you like to testify under oath?
Yes.
Swear or affirm the evidence you're about to give the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Good. Thank you.
Okay. I'm retired. Okay. I'm just here to state that seems to be ridiculous. I was here last year, not here, it was, I think, at the Cultural Center for the other rate hike. And at that time, I think I testified also that not only is it a problem with the high rate that you keep charging and keep adding onto, it's also the stuff that affects the consumer because of the work, which I have to say, in my case, seems to be shoddy. They had water main break just not long ago, right up in the 300 block of Colfax. I think it was Colfax and Linden. We saw it because, the only reason I knew about it, and I only live 1 block over, was because I was driving up that way, and I saw all the water running down. And then when I got to my meeting at the park, everybody was saying, nobody knew about it. And I said, well, there's water someplace coming from someplace. I didn't know it was a water main break till later. And if I'm not mistaken, I mean, my block was done a few years back. And when they did my block, I had so much bad stuff going on in my house. I have water filters on my sinks because I would never drink the water. I won't even give it to my dogs. They get filtered water also. And my water filters were so clogged with contaminants from when they were digging up, not on my block, but I think it was Gibson Street. They did that later. And I had so many contaminants, I had to hire the plumber to come in and change all those water filters. And that cost me a couple $100. I also had to have them change on a brand new toilet, some kind of seal that they said was from the dirty water coming into the house that clogged the seal. It was a pretty new toilet. And that cost me some more money. So it's not just the rates, and maybe it's very high rates, and we don't seem to be getting work. I was, what he said about Pittston Avenue, I go up Pittston Avenue to my doctor and for my dog groomer, and it was tied up and tied up and tied up, and then when they finally finished it, and it was just last month, I believe, and they finally finished it, and I get a call from the groomer, don't come for your appointment today, the water main broke, and they so our water has to get turned off. I'll have to reschedule you. And that was on Pittston Avenue. It just seems that before you started replacing everything, we didn't have as many main breaks. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but that seems to be the consensus between me and my friends when we all discuss this. Every time we got our water bill or any other utility bill, we text each other what our bills were. And there's only 2 people living in my house, and I believe my bill was usually between $130. And from what I'm hearing from all these people, I feel like I'm getting a bargain maybe. But it's really bad. I called last time about the business with the wastewater and said, we're paying for all this water that we're going into my dog's dishes and not going into the sewer, or it's going into my lawn and not going into the sewer. And I was told by somebody at customer service that we could pay to have another meter put on that would break up what's not going in and what is going in. But we would have to pay for a meter. So in my case, it wouldn't be feasible because I don't have like automatic sprinklers going on in my garden, but some other people might. But now I'm hearing that I don't know why they just don't give us the other meter then, if they have that ability. Every house should have that then, if they have that ability. So it just seems that we're paying more and more and more, and we've been back here every year for the same thing. And as they replace things, they contacted me a couple times about the copper piping going into my basement. I had to go down, I took a picture, I sent it in to them. They've contacted me about 6 times after that. I might be exaggerating a little, probably about more like 3 times after that for the same thing. The other day, they tagged an interest charge on because they said my bill didn't get paid in time, and I told the guy, go back, customer service, look at the bills. My bills are always paid the minute the bill comes. It's never late. Well, there was Christmas, they said. So it probably didn't get, and they said, don't forget, next time New Year's will be on there, so your bill might be a little bit farther behind. So I don't know. I don't get it. I don't think they deserve a raise. I think that they, like the other people said, businesses absorb costs, and I think they need to absorb some of those costs and not just pass them on to the people.
Thank you very much.
You're
Judge-
welcome.
Judge
I know I
DeVoe.
probably sound like.
Judge DeVoe, may I have
I'm
a
sorry,
question
ma'am.
for
I
you?
have a quick
I'm
question, I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Yes.
Just to be clear, do you receive water, wastewater, both?
Yes, it's all on the same bill. It used to be, before they changed that, we used to get the sewer bill separate, and it used to come like every other month or something. It wasn't a monthly bill. And when they combined it, it went higher because now you're paying it every month.
I have no other questions.
Okay, and you don't have to thank me for coming. Please.
Sarah?
I want to thank you for coming. I also have a couple clarifying
Go ahead.
questions. So are you aware, you mentioned several main breaks. Are you aware that main breaks can become more frequent because the underlying mains are aging?
No, I think it's because they were all after you started replacing them. And at least that's what I think. You've dug up the street, everything was fixed, it was paved over, and then there's a break. So to me, either the material isn't as good as it was 100 years ago, or something's wrong.
You mentioned a main break on your street, correct?
No, it was not on my, not on my block, but it was on that street, the Colfax Avenue. I think it was Colfax and Linden. It's right at the hospital.
Got it, understood. And you mentioned dirty water coming into your home.
Well, it was, yeah.
Did you contact the water company at that point about that issue?
Yeah.
Did they explain what was causing the issue?
No, they just said, let your water run clear. That's the other thing, too. After you fix it, and you're paying all this money for your bill, then you have to let your water run until it runs clear. So now you're even running more water that you're not using.
Got it. And would
That's
you
what they
like the
told.
company to reach out to you regarding any current issues you're experiencing at your home?
If they want to, they can. I
service
don't,
your
I don't like lip service and then nothing's done. So it's up to them. If they
You
want-
have a current service quality issue at your home?
Not right now.
Okay.
We just had all the filters changed again.
Understood.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming out and all your participation at both hearings.
Council, anything else? Thank you very much. Okay, next, Lenny Dulski. If you just state your name, spell your last name.
Leonard Dulsky, D-U-L-S-K-Y,
And your address, business or residence.
93 Bentwood Road, Drums, PA 18222.
And would you like to testify under oath?
I would.
If you swear to God, and you swear that the evidence you're about to give straight the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. If you just want to answer those questions there on the sheet, and go ahead and take your time.
My main job is I do instrumentation and calibration at wastewater and water plants. With another guy, we have a business, so I do see not just American Water, but I see Aqua, and I also see small municipalities. I am not a customer, and I am testifying on behalf of American Water. I did not file a rate complaint, and I am testifying under oath. Hello, my name is Leonard Dulski, and I am representing JS Instrumentation and Calibration. Our company has been working with American Water for 13 years, and personally, I have been working with them for 7. I perform instrumentation and calibration services for American Water and other companies and municipalities. I have traveled to most of their plants over the northeast regions of Pennsylvania. After seeing how their plants are operated and managed, I can say that I strongly recommend American Water as an industry leader and a partner. Through my experience working with American Water, I have witnessed their commitment to safety and water quality. American Water has clear standards and commitments to going above and beyond. They often look for reliable and cost-effective equipment that will keep life flowing. Something I have noticed and been involved in is that American Water invests in their equipment and products that will last for years to come. They always ensure their equipment is working properly, and if an issue does arise, they act fast to get it resolved effectively and efficiently as possible. They have spare equipment ready to be put online if something does break, so there is no interruption in the service they provide. Safe, uninterrupted water service is one of those things people only notice when it isn't there. It's clear that American Water takes that responsibility seriously. It is a pleasure to work with all areas of the American Water team. Thank you.
Thank you. Judge DeVoe?
I have no questions.
Ms. Harold?
Thank you, Mr. Dolsky. No questions.
Counsel? Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, next. Yeah. Seth, is it Stefersky? Good afternoon. And if you just state your name, it's fire last name.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Seth Stefersky, Stafursky. I live, my business address is 3 Export Lane, Archbold, PA, 18403. My main job is I'm a managing partner for Stefersky Paving Company. I personally am a customer as well as a business customer of the water company, and I am testifying on behalf of the water company.
Would you like to testify under oath or affirmation?
Yes.
Thank you. And do you swear from the evidence you're about to give should be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I am, yes.
Take your time.
For nearly 4 decades, our family-owned Archville-based construction company has worked directly with the Pennsylvania American Water Company as a subcontractor supporting critical infrastructure projects. Our work includes water and sewer utility replacement, paving restoration, emergency repairs, and traffic control. Because we work in the field every day, we see firsthand the condition of aging infrastructure and the rising costs required to maintain it properly. Materials, labor, equipment, insurance, fuel, regulatory compliance, and safety requirements have all increased significantly. At the same time, expectations for worker and public safety have grown, requiring additional training, specialized crews, and enhanced traffic control. These investments are not optional. They are necessary to protect our water quality, prevent service interruptions, and ensure that the system remains reliable and compliant with state and federal standards. From our perspective, as a longstanding partner to the Pennsylvania American Water Company, this rate increase represents an investment in safety, reliability, long-term system integrity. It helps ensure the community continues to receive dependable water service today and for our future generations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Judge DeVoe, any questions?
I have no questions.
Ms. Harold?
Thank you. No questions.
Counsel? Anyone? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. A.J. Kachansky. All right, next is A.J. Kachansky.
My name is AJ Kohansky, K-O-C-H-A-N-S-K-I. My address is 305 Cedar Manor Drive, Mountaintop. My occupation is I'm a managing partner of RLE Enterprises, testifying on behalf of American Water. I did not file a complaint, and I'm testifying under oath.
You swear from the evidence you're about to give should be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Take your time.
As I stated, my name is AJ Kohansky with RLE Enterprises. I'm a contractor who's performed multiple services for Pennsylvania American Water over the past 20 years. I've also been a customer of Pennsylvania American Water for the past 20 years. On the customer side of my relationship with Pennsylvania American Water, my water experience has been nothing but positive. The water quality has been excellent. There's been minimal interruptions in service. When there has been a minor interruption in service, the information provided to me by Pennsylvania American Water was very accurate and informative as to why there was an interruption of service and when service would be restored. They have always accommodated during an interruption in service with water stations if necessary. I would like to talk a little bit more on that, get off my script, because I heard a lot of testimony of people stating of how could water cost as much as other utilities. When electricity goes out, there's generators available to power your home. When gas goes out, you can build a fire with wood, coal, alternative sources to heat your home. When water or wastewater goes down, you cannot pump water from a stream untreated and drink it. When your wastewater goes down, you cannot simply pump it out of your home and continue to use it. To me, to undervalue water and wastewater also performing work doesn't seem justified, because as stated also here, when it goes down, there is no easy fix. So to undervalue water, in my opinion, over other utilities doesn't seem justified when the need for water and wastewater cannot be easily fixed. Continuing back on the contractor side of my relationship with Pennsylvania American Water, I've worked together with Pennsylvania American Water since May of 2005. Over the past 20 plus years, the growth has enabled our company to employ over 60 full-time employees that work strictly for American Water. They do not work for any other utility companies. Out of the 60 employees that I have working strictly for Pennsylvania American Water, 51 of these are current customers. These customers of American Water also rely on their paychecks from doing infrastructure work for American Water to afford the utility bills. So not only are they customers paying the bills, but they see why they're paying the bills and why the cost is what it is. When Pennsylvania American comes into a community to do work, they always leave the community in better condition than what it is found. We understand that this work may take sometimes months or even up to a year, but I can tell you on any project that I have worked, the street, the sidewalks, the landscaping all looks a million times better than when we arrive to the job site. I will quote a customer recently in the city of Wilkes-Barre on a street that we finished, came out after we were finished and said, our street, I've lived here for 35 years, our street has never looked so good. In conclusion, I will say from my experiences on both the customer and contractor side of American Water, they go up and beyond to satisfy the customer and provide the best water quality possible. Thank you.
Judge DeVoe, any questions?
I have no questions.
Ms. Harrell?
No questions, thank you.
Counsel?
Thank you.
Very much. Richard Jenkins? If you just state your
Sure.
points for your
Richard Jenkins, Jenkins. I live in Nicholson, Pennsylvania. I'm a materials engineer for Pioneer Construction Company. I am not a PAWC customer. And I would like to
testify under oath?
Yes, I would.
Good. You swear testimony you're about to give is truth and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take your time.
Again, my name is Richard Jenkins, and I would like to offer testimony on behalf of Pioneer Construction Company, a utilities contractor based in Honesdale, Pennsylvania, in Wayne County. In my position as a materials engineer, I oversee the approval and purchasing of all materials used in construction, including pipeline and water handling systems. Pioneer Construction was established in 1996 as an excavating company doing basic site and road work. It employed 8 people and had 12 pieces of equipment. Since that time, we have evolved into a company employing 200 highly skilled and dedicated employees, now working with over 300 pieces of equipment, and have become one of the area's major utility contractors, able to complete multi-million-dollar infrastructure projects. Much of our growth and abilities wouldn't be possible if not for our continued involvement with PAWC. Our first project for Pennsylvania American Water was in 1997, and since then we have completed over 850 Pennsylvania Water Company projects. These projects include new construction, repairs to existing systems, and emergency work. In the last 5 years alone, we have completed 350 such projects for Pennsylvania American Water at a total cost nearing $125 million. Presently, we're working on 13 major projects, provide 24/7 emergency service repairs, and continue to bid for future work. And I say we bid, just like everybody else. Nothing is handed to us. Of our 200 employees, roughly 2/3 are involved with Pennsylvania American Water projects. This is approximately 135 households directly impacted by the work Pennsylvania American Water contracts with us. When factoring in subcontractors and suppliers, the numbers of employees and households impacted may well double. I should add that with our continued success, Pioneer Construction is able to engage and contribute to numerous local communities, nonprofit institutions such as chambers of commerce, fire companies, food banks, and 4-H clubs. In closing, I hope that I have shown how working with Pennsylvania American Water has benefited our company's growth and abilities, as well as the livelihoods and our employees and the communities they call home. Let me add that Pennsylvania American Water Company has a commitment to building and maintaining critical infrastructure, which is proof that they are constantly striving to deliver safe, reliable water service to its customers and communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Great.
Jones.
Question?
I just have one question for you. When you said that you bid for the projects, do you actually bid with the municipalities as part of their bidding process, or do you bid with PAWC itself?
If it's private, it's the municipality. Otherwise, it's with Pennsylvania American Water.
Okay, so there's a bidding process for both. If it's with the municipality, it's
Yes.
with the municipality, it's with PAWC, it's with.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge DeVoe?
I have no questions.
Ms. Harrell?
Thank you, no questions.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you again.
Great, thank you.
Okay, next is Rocco Valvano Jr. Just take your time. If you just state your name and spell your last name for the record, please.
Sure, it's Rocco, R-O-C-C-O, Valvano, V-A-L-V-A-N-O.
And your business address?
It's Rear 347 Main Street, Dixon City, PA 18519.
And is it your desire to provide testimony under oath or affirmation?
It is.
And do you swear affirm the evidence you're about to give should be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. If you just want to answer those few questions there
Sure.
in front of you, and take your time. Thank you.
So I stated my address where I live is 825 Froud Avenue in Scranton, 18505. My main job or occupation, I'm a lawyer, but I'm also president of Raldar Enterprises, Inc., which is a business partner of Pennsylvania American Water. I am a customer of PAWC. I stated that I was testifying on behalf of PA American Water. I did not file a rate complaint, and I just did testify.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. As I stated, my name is Rockwell Van. I'm a practicing attorney and also the president of Raldar Enterprises, Inc., which I operate with my wife, Erin. Raldar is a self-certified small business with Pennsylvania and is located in the Dixon City area. Although we only have about 10 to 15 employees, through our business partnership with PA American, our employees, as well as their families, benefit from the relationship. We have been in business with PA American since about 2012. As a business partner, Raldar is contracted with Pennsylvania American to perform road and sidewalk restoration in the majority of Luzerne County municipalities. This occurs after PA American digs up a work site to make repairs or upgrades in the community. As a partner with PA American, we understand that our work is particularly important to them because many of the times our work places us in close contact with the customers. PA American has always stressed us over the years that their customers, and in particular their customer satisfaction, is the primary goal of the work we perform. For example, there are many times that when our work crew is on site, a homeowner would request PA American to approve additional work at the site, either because of aesthetics, convenience, or safety reasons, which is always big for Pennsylvania American. Once this is reported to PA American, a representative will normally immediately contact the homeowner to discuss the request, and which more times than not will lead to the approval for us to complete the additional work. I think this example demonstrates a couple things. First and foremost, PA American's commitment to its customers by taking the time to listen to the customer's requests and concerns firsthand and in person, which provides the customer with a more personal experience no matter the outcome of the customer's request. Second, it demonstrates Pennsylvania American's continued commitment to invest to improve in the infrastructure, which is beneficial not only to the homeowner who requested the additional work, but also to the community as a whole. Whether the additional work is to a road or a sidewalk, other members of the community will likely share in the improved condition. With the focus PA American has placed on its customers, our business partnership with PA American can be more accurately characterized as a community partnership, since the community it serves is at the center of everything PA American does.
Judge DeVoe, any questions?
Yes, could you please spell the name of your company?
Sure, it's RALDAR.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Sherrill?
No questions, thank you.
Counsel? No? Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, David Fusco? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Could you just state your name and spell your last name for the record?
David Fusco, F-U-S-C-O.
And your address?
1145 Oak Street, Pittston, Pennsylvania.
Okay. And Mr. Fusco, is it your desire to testify under oath or affirmation?
It is.
Okay. Just raise your right hand. You swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give should be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you just answer those few questions there in front of you and take your time.
Sure. My main job or occupation, I own a company in Pittston, mechanical service company, who's done work for the water company and with the water company for over 30 years. I am a customer of the water company at 2 facilities, but I'm not here as a ratepayer. I'm here on behalf of the water company. I have not filed a rate complaint, and I am testifying under oath.
Okay, go ahead.
Most of what these companies have expressed, I think we all share the same sentiments. Just a fabulous relationship, particular attention to safety and the upgrades. So I am going to read a little bit of what we've put together here. With regard to our company's contractual, I might add contractual, business relationship with the water company, we provide maintenance and service on emergency generators, transfer switches, and fire pumps across 5 Pennsylvania counties: Luzerne, Lackawanna, Susquehanna, Monroe, and Pike. And as I had mentioned, we've been a trusted vendor of the water company for over 30 years. We see often, and quite almost daily, if not weekly, or I should say weekly if not daily, Pennsylvania American Water's dedication to maintaining and upgrading their facilities shows that they have a high standard for safety and a long-term commitment to providing clean water to their customers. Throughout the years, they've added new emergency backup power equipment at various stations, including rural communities. Additionally, the water company, Pennsylvania American Water, utilizes ISN, a platform that documents vendor information and ensures all vendors working at the facilities are up to date on the right safety standards, training, and insurance mandates. The use of this system shows that Pennsylvania American Water is committed to hiring vendors with the highest standards and confirms their dedication to ethical business practices. I think everybody else has said it all.
I have no questions.
Thank you, no questions.
Thank you.
Okay. Brian Borobi. Take your time. Just spell your last name, please.
Brian Warby, B-R-I-A-N, W-O-R-O-B-E-Y. Business address is 1420 Crosstown Highway, Lakewood, Pennsylvania, Wayne County.
And would you like to testify under oath or affirmation?
Yes, I would.
Just raise your hand and swear affirm.
Yes.
Thank you. Just a couple questions for you there, and then go.
I am the owner of Warby Transport Incorporated. I am a customer of Pennsylvania American. Testifying on behalf of PA American Water, have not filed a rate complaint, and testifying under oath. Appreciate the opportunity. Just want to brief description of what we do. We are a PADEP drinking water hauler. We provide potable solutions in bulk for customers, both schedule outages and emergency services. We've been a customer of American Water for the better part of 15 years. We've become a contractor of American Water over the last 4 years. And just wanted to give just a little bit of example of what we do. For instance, on January 20th of 21, we received an emergency response to a senior living facility serving 40 residents in Wyoming County due to well contamination. At the time, we did not have a source that we could respond to in a timely fashion or continually. We contacted American Water and spoke to them about our need, and they worked with us to establish an emergency permit with the PADEP to be able to respond to this customer under an emergency permit. Moving forward through the project, we realized that this outage was going to be a long-term outage, and so then we had to move and get a permanent addition to our PADEP permit to add this source on a permanent basis, which working with American Water, they granted, and we were allowed to add that, which gave us the ability to continually respond to this customer, which we still do to this day. We make a daily delivery to them, and that keeps these 40 residents, you know, in their facility and not having to relocate. And with that addition, because these sources aren't the most easily to acquire, with that, we've been able to respond since then to over a dozen calls with both scheduled outages and emergency response. Some of our notable ones, the State Correctional Institute in Waymart had a scheduled outage for 60 hours, and we were able to keep them in water and not have to relocate over 900 inmates. The Luzerne County Prison, we've performed schedule work with them, keeping them in water during scheduled maintenance repairs to their drinking water system. And we've provided services to both Geisinger Health System and the Lehigh Valley Health Network with some of their systems, both rural and non-rural. And as we became vetted as a contractor, we've worked with American Water to both provide temporary and emergency services as far as one scheduled infrastructure tie-in. We provided services to keep a hospital in Susquehanna County with water during that tie-in. We've provided services while new wells are being drilled to add infrastructure, as well as maintenance and repair of wells and filtration plants. Pennsylvania American Water, their commitment as a partner to the community, for me, is evident time and time again with actions not only to the customers that they service in their service area, but it also extends beyond that. And we have customers today who are able to live in their homes and live in their apartments because of the fact they were willing to partner and provide quality water to them. That's all I have.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'll make sure. I'm going to yell at him. You can see. Thanks. No, I appreciate it. Seriously. Thanks. AJ Sinowski.
Did we have him?
Yeah, I did. AJ Sinowski. All right, next I have AJ Simahowski. Good afternoon. Take your time and if you just state your full name and spell your last name.
Yep, AJ Simahosky, Simahosky.
And your business address?
We are at 222 Mulberry Street in Scranton.
And is it your desire to provide testimony under oath?
Yes.
And do you swear the answer about the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do, yes.
Thank you. Take your time, a few questions there in front of you, and then take your time for your testimony.
Again, AJ Simahosky, 222 Mulberry Street, Scranton, PA. I'm with the Greater Scranton Chamber of Commerce. My main job is Business Development Manager. Our organization is a customer of PAWC. I am testifying on behalf of PA American. I did not file a rate complaint. As mentioned, my name is AJ Simahosky, Business Development Manager with the Greater Scranton Chamber of Commerce, along with our economic and business development affiliates, the Scranton Lackawanna Industrial Building Company, also known as SLIPCO, and the Scranton Plan. Today, I am here speaking on behalf of SLIPCO to discuss the longstanding relationship the Chamber has with PA American Water. SLIPCO is a nonprofit economic development organization with nearly 80 years of experience facilitating business and community development in Lackawanna County. Over that time, SLIPCO has served as the driving force behind the development of 15 office and industrial parks, encompassing more than 3,000 acres, and has been instrumental in the construction of over 1.2 million square feet of office and industrial facilities. Throughout the course of these developments, SLIPCO has relied on strategic partnerships with numerous public and private entities, including PA American Water. During the history, Pennsylvania American Water has been a key and trusted partner not only to our organization, but also within the broader economic development landscape of Lackawanna County. From a business and economic development perspective, water infrastructure is a foundational asset that supports site readiness, business expansion, workforce attraction, and continued private investment. Our direct collaboration with PA American in the development of critical water infrastructure has yielded measurable and significant results. Together, these efforts have facilitated the creation of more than 50,000 jobs and has supported community and private investments exceeding $2 billion. As part of these initiatives, SLIPCO and the water companies have worked collaboratively in the development of miles of public water infrastructure serving Lackawanna County. The Chamber is grateful for its partnership with PA American Water. This collaboration has opened doors for hundreds of individuals to experience the dignity of business ownership and for thousands of employees to achieve the self-worth that comes from gainful, family-sustaining employment. We appreciate the opportunity to share our experience with the Commission today, and we trust that the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission will carefully consider all pertinent facts in reaching a fair and balanced decision. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Judge DeVoe.
Just to be clear, you're here on behalf of the Greater Scranton Chamber of Commerce?
Correct.
Thank you.
Ms. Harrell.
No questions, thank you.
Any counsel?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, next, Susan McNaught. Please state your name and spell your last name.
It's Susan Magnotta, Magnotta.
And your address?
600 Baltimore Drive, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, 18702. Yes. Yes.
A couple questions there in front of you, and then if you take your time to provide your testimony.
I'm the president of Junior Achievement of Northeastern Pennsylvania. We are a customer of PA American Water. I'm testifying on behalf of PA American Water. We did not file a rate complaint, and I am testifying under oath. So I would just like to say thank you for the opportunity to speak here today. Like I said, I'm Susan Magnotta. I'm the president of Junior Achievement. I'm here to share why PA American Water is not only a valued partner to our organization, but a vital contributor to the future of young people in our region, which is an investment in the future of northeastern Pennsylvania, in our community, and in the economic development landscape here. For more than 50 years, Junior Achievement of Northeastern Pennsylvania has helped students build the knowledge, skills, and confidence they need to imagine and pursue successful futures. Through hands-on learning experiences, students connect with volunteer role models who bring learning to life, from career exploration to personal finance to essential employability skills that local businesses tell us matter the most. In 2021, Junior Achievement of Northeastern Pennsylvania experienced a devastating loss when their Experiential Learning Center in Pittston closed during the pandemic, leaving the organization with very little programs or staff and an uncertain future. But the community rallied, and in 2023, our small new team launched JA Inspire, an immersive career discovery experience that now reaches thousands of young people in our region. Inspire introduces young people to real career pathways and shows them that opportunity exists right here in Northeastern. PA American Water was one of the very first organizations to step forward and support Inspire. Their investment wasn't just financial, it was personal. Every year, their employees volunteer over 2 full days, engaging directly with high school students, answering questions, sharing their career journeys, and opening students' eyes to careers in environmental and water utility fields right here in our region. And this matters. When caring adults show up, they share their experiences and encouragement, it can change the trajectory of a child's life. PA American Water volunteers consistently create these moments. They help students feel seen, capable, and hopeful about their futures. I also want to emphasize that junior achievement programs are delivered at no cost to school districts. That is only possible because of community-minded partners like PA American Water. Their support ensures that every student, regardless of background and opportunity, has access to high-quality, future-faced learning experiences. For many young people, junior achievement is the first time someone tells them, you can do this, your future is full of opportunity. PA American Water helps make these moments possible, and we are deeply grateful for their leadership, their partnership, and their extraordinary commitment to the region's young people. Thank you.
I have no questions.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Douglas Muller.
My name's Douglas Muller, Douglas Muller, 6304 5th Street, Green Lane, PA. My main job, I'm the president of Eastern Environmental Contractors. Am I a customer of Pennsylvania American? No. Am I testifying on behalf? Yes. Pennsylvania American. Did I file a rate complaint? No. And am I testifying under oath? Yes. Yes. So I'm sure I'm not going to be as eloquent as the previous speakers. As a contractor, I feel much more comfortable in front of a wastewater treatment plant or a water treatment plant, but here goes. A little background, Eastern Environmental Contractors is a general contractor based in Green Lane, PA, with additional offices in the Harrisburg area. We were established in 1974. We've worked with Pennsylvania American for over 50 years of service. We specialize in the improvement and construction of water and wastewater treatment plants and pumping stations, both for the municipal and the private utilities market. Over the past 50 years, we've completed numerous projects, both for the municipal and private end, in over 15 counties in Pennsylvania. Currently, Eastern Environmental is working with numerous projects with Pennsylvania American, ranging from new water treatment facilities, new water storage tanks, booster stations, and various other improvements to their water and wastewater treatment facilities. Pennsylvania's infrastructure and treatment facilities are aging and in many cases are out of date and unreliable. I have personal experience with this. Over the years, I have served as an elected official, as chairman of my supervisors and vice chair of my local sewer authority. And I have firsthand knowledge that many of these municipalities and authorities are apprehensive to make any capital improvements based upon, to modernize their system and do improvements because of local pressure, okay, or lack of funding. Pennsylvania American has always been at the forefront of the water and wastewater community, and their approach is innovative in making continuing efforts to improve and modernize their systems through capital improvements in an effort to provide safe and reliable utilities to the public. In closing, providing proper treatment for potable and wastewater treatment can be costly, but it is necessary to ensure the safety and public the safety of the public and future generations. Thank you.
I have no questions.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
I'm sorry. Thank you for testifying today. I'm Rebecca Lytle with the Office of Small Business Advocate, and I apologize, I may have missed it. Did you say that you are a PAWC customer?
I am not.
All right. And you did know today's hearing has to do with a rate increase, correct?
Correct. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm just trying to, the rate increase is based upon improvements to the water and wastewater facilities, okay, that are incredibly important.
Right. And I understand that you have direct knowledge on, improvement of quality. I'm just curious, did you happen to crunch any of the numbers of what PAWC is asking for in comparison to the type of improvements?
I have not cross-referenced, okay, the type of improvements that they're looking for. I am not privy to all the projects that Pennsylvania American is involved with at that point. I have looked at the overall numbers. I understand those numbers. Where they get allocated, I don't feel I have enough information to provide, an accurate opinion.
All right, thank you. Once again, thank you for testifying.
Yeah, no, thank you. Have a great day.
Matt DeWeese, D-E-W-E-E-S. Our business address is 375 Johnson Street, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania 18702. I'm the president of Unifill Corporation. We are a business customer of Pennsylvania American Water, water only, and I am testifying on behalf of Pennsylvania American Water. I did not file a rate complaint. I would. It is. Thank you. Our company does two things. One, we process and we package anthracite coal for drinking water filtration plants. We send it all over the world, and it's used in many Pennsylvania American facilities. Almost all the facilities in this area utilize our product. It's from the Hazleton area, so it's all local. The price of that product as a raw material to us within the past 3 years has doubled. So a ton of that product is $600 a ton now, roughly. There is another product that's used in drinking water filtration plants. Some of the Pennsylvania American Water plants here, that's an activated carbon product. As a point of comparison, the cost of that product is about $6,000 a ton. So the water treatment is a very expensive business. To echo what the gentleman from Eastern Environmental said, if you remember Pennsylvania Gas and Water, back in the 80s when there was the Giardia outbreak, that's when the plants here were built. We have a specialty contracting group that goes out and does the actual replacement of the water filter materials in the plants themselves. And it truly amazes me how, for the dollars that are charged, they're able to do what they're able to do. I said we're a customer also. We use a lot of water in the production of our process, or in the production of our product. Sometimes 100 to 200,000 gallons of water a month. So I know how much the water bill is. I sign the check every month, and to me, it's one of the least expensive, things that we consume in order to make our product. So, thank you very much.
You might have said this, and I might have missed it. What company are you with?
Unifilt Corporation.
Can you spell that, please?
UNIFILT,
And what is your position there?
the president of the company.
Thank you, sir.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have Gina Sedan. Thank you. And
no problem.
could you just state your name and spell your last name?
Sure. It's Gina Sudam, and the last name is Suydam.
And your address?
So I'm here on behalf of the Pennsylvania Chamber. Their address is 417 Walnut Street in Harrisburg.
And is it your desire to provide testimony?
It is.
And who's true?
I do.
A couple questions there for you, if you just answer those.
Sure. I am the Director of External Relations for the Pennsylvania Chamber of Business and Industry. We are not a customer of Pennsylvania American Water, and I'm here to testify on behalf of that. I have not filed a rate complaint. The Pennsylvania Chamber of Business and Industry proudly represents businesses across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and we consistently work with corporate partners who demonstrate strong commitments to economic growth, community investment, and responsible stewardship. Pennsylvania American Water exemplifies that standard. Pennsylvania American Water is the largest water and wastewater utility in the state, serving 37 counties. This scale comes with responsibility, and the company consistently demonstrates both reliability and leadership. PA American Water is a consistent community partner serving on the board of the Pennsylvania Chamber, participating in our policy councils and environmental and engineering initiatives, as well as our internship recognition program. The company remains actively involved in our efforts and collaborates closely with our team to provide valuable insight and feedback. In closing, Pennsylvania American Water is not only a vital utility provider, it is a committed and engaged corporate partner whose leadership strengthens the work of the Pennsylvania Chamber and the broader business community. Their active participation on our board of directors, our policy councils, and our environmental initiatives demonstrates a genuine dedication to shaping sound policy, supporting workforce development, and advancing the long-term economic health of the Commonwealth. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak today.
Thank you. Judge Giselle, any questions?
I have no questions.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Ms. Lytle?
Hi, I'm Rebecca Lytle with the Office of Small Business Advocate. And I was just wondering, have you done any type of survey of the small businesses in the Commonwealth that are affected by this potential rate hike and how they feel about it?
So our members at the PA Chamber and all Pennsylvania employers contend with the numerous different cost increases in doing business, which can be challenging and create financial pressures. At the end of the day, there is a process for these rate increases, and we consider and trust in that process to play out fairly. Thank you.
Thank you for testifying.
Okay. No other questions? Thank you very much.
Ask if there's anybody else.
Okay. We only have one more, right? Barb Andrix. Okay, Barb Andrix. state your name and spell your last name.
Sure. It's Barbara Andricks, Andricks.
And your address?
7 South Main Street in Wilkes-Barre, 18711.
And is it your desire to provide testimony under oath or affirmation?
Yes.
Okay, and you swear from the evidence you're about to give should be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. And if you just answer those couple questions in front of you and then take your time. Thank you.
Sure. I am the Economic Development and Public Policy Manager for the Greater Wyoming Valley Chamber of Commerce. I am testifying on behalf of Pennsylvania American Water. I did not file a rate complaint, and yes, I am testifying under oath.
Take your time.
I wanted to share perspective on Pennsylvania American Water's role as a community partner and contributor to our region's long-term success. Pennsylvania American Water's community involvement draws on the unique talents of their employees as well as the resources of their businesses. Through community giving, in-kind donations, partnerships, and volunteering, which we do have 2 members of their team on our board of directors, they demonstrate a commitment to programs that address community-specific needs. They work with community-based partners throughout their service areas to positively impact quality of life where their employees and neighbors live and work. And they recognize that it takes more than a one-time grant or volunteer effort to make a lasting difference. We also value their commitment to being a good neighbor here in Pennsylvania, including supporting the environmental and educational initiatives related to water, ranging from watershed cleanup efforts to educational programs focused on drinking water and source water protection to provide quality water for our community and members. Closer to home, we are especially grateful for Pennsylvania American Water's support of our workforce and economic development initiative, Luzerne Learns to Work. Throughout this program, we are reaching thousands of high school students across the area, helping them explore career pathways, understand future opportunities, and begin building the skills and awarenesses that they need to succeed in the workforce. Pennsylvania American Water's partnership helps make that possible, and that investment strengthens not only individual students, but our broader economy by building a stronger talent pipeline for local employers and preparing the next generation to live, work, and thrive right here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you. Judge DeVoe, any questions?
I have no questions.
Counsel?
No questions, thank you.
Thank you.
I do.
Up. Ms. Lytle has a question.
Hi, excuse me. I'm Rebecca Lytle with the Office of Small Business Advocate. Thank you very much for testifying today. You are aware today's hearing is about a rate increase?
Yes, but we are here to speak about their community involvement based on their workforce and economic initiatives.
Have you talked to any of the small businesses in your territory about how they feel about the rate increase?
Once again, Gina is actually a part of the PA Chamber, and we follow under their guidelines.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
No other questions? Thank you very much. Okay, the time is now 3:30 p.m., and those are all of the individuals who have signed up to testify for this 1 o'clock public input hearing. But is there anyone in the audience who hasn't had an opportunity to sign up, or perhaps you came in today and maybe just decided at some point you'd like to express any concerns that you have? No one? Oh, well, we'll get you right now. How's that? You're not on my list, but
Really? I signed up.
you're going to be.
Yeah, right
There,
here.
you're on
You
the.
skipped me.
No, we have you crossed. We have you crossed off. I don't know what that means. I'll have to check that out.
I won't do it if you don't really need me. I won't do it.
All right,
It's not a
very
big-
good. Apologize for that.
I just want everybody to stay a little longer.
All right, just state your name and spell your last name for the record.
David Macheski, David Machiesky.
And you'd like to provide testimony?
Yes.
And if you just raise your right hand, you swear from the evidence you're about to give should be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, I am My name is Dave Macheski. I own Macheski Construction. I should answer these questions. My main application is I am the owner of Macheski Construction. I am a customer of Pennsylvania American Water. I am not testifying on behalf of American Water, and I did not file a rate complaint. I am the owner of Macheski Construction. My company does perform projects for American Water, but I also have been a paying customer for the last 20 years for American Water. My company is based out of Mayfield, Pennsylvania. I do projects for them on the reservoir side. I do a lot of stuff for repairing reservoirs and other infrastructure stuff. I do understand everything's very expensive. I do agree with every other contractor came up here and said American Water does a great job and everything like that. I do understand, though, there's a certainty that you shouldn't take advantage of the rates. I think the rates should be fair. I think American Water should, have a fair rate. I think it's, everything costs money, but on the other side, I do see on the projects, their stuff costs a ton of money. I know a couple politicians talked about going to the grocery store. When I'm doing some of these projects, I can't believe if you think Coke is worth $12, a 12-pack or whatever, you should see what some of the stuff is that American Water has to pay for. So I do understand where the rate increase does need. I just think it needs to be a fair rate increase. And that's really all I have.
Anything else?
That's it.
All right, Judge DeVoe.
I have no question.
Okay. Counsel, anything at all?
Thank you.
My apologies again, and
No, it's all right.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Is there anyone else who signed up and I skipped over your name? All right, nobody. Anybody else who didn't sign up and you'd like to testify? No? Okay. If there is no one else who would like to testify, time is now 3:34, and let me just tell you a couple things, and then we're going to get you out of here and get ready for the 6 o'clock hearing. Generally, rate cases such as this one, we would note that the commission is required by the Public Utility Code to ensure that the rates it approves are just and reasonable. There are many factors which are evaluated in determining whether the proposed rates are just and reasonable. Among them are the efficiency, effectiveness, and adequacy of the utility's service, the legitimate needs of the utility for revenue to provide both current levels of service and to improve future service, and the prevention of inequitable rate discrimination among customers or customer classes. Now, this is the time of a public input hearing that I like the most, okay? And it's not because we're done taking testimony, but it's because I can reflect a little bit on what I've observed at the public input hearing, and I can thank some folks who deserve an acknowledgement of our appreciation. Thank you very much to the University of Scranton for their accommodations. They've been amazing. We appreciate that very much. I want to thank Public Utility Commission Communications, who as always do an amazing job in helping us to make these public input hearings as comfortable and convenient as possible for the public, and that's very much appreciated. Jim Doherty is here and does an absolute amazing job in assisting us in locating venues and securing venues. And there's a lot to get a venue with enough facilities and enough chairs and microphones and to make sure that there's parking and it's safe and it's comfortable for people, to encourage people to come out, because that's why we do this, and we want to encourage people to come out and to testify. And it's work through individuals such as Mr. Doherty that help to do that, and it's an amazing benefit to us, and I can't thank him enough. Council, as always, they're here, they're prepared, and they do an incredible job, and we appreciate it. commission staff as well, and we appreciate that. I want to thank the elected officials who take their time out to come and express their concerns. And I can tell you, I mean, we asked the elected officials to come up and testify first because, one, they're representing a large group of people, but the other thing is, as you saw today, I mean, we had elected officials, a number of them, who came and obviously took a lot of time to become familiar with the issues and to indicate the concerns that they wanted to raise for their constituents. And I'll say another thing. I mean, Judge DeVoe and I do these all the time, and I can tell you, I see a lot of people. I see a lot of elected officials. I see a lot of residents. I see a lot of company personnel from all types of entities, and they testify and they're out that door. And today, it was amazing to me with the number of people here today, how many people stayed, the elected officials stayed, and they watched and they listened to what the people had to say. And it says a lot about their commitment. So I want to acknowledge that. These are formal proceedings, but it's probably not a secret to know that I try to do my best at least to lower the temperature in the room and try to make things light a little bit so that we can all get through this together. I know when we come in here and you all talk about rates and rate increases and how that creates anxiety for you, and people talk about on the other side about improvements and the need to continue with those improvements and the importance of that and the importance of all the issues that are raised. I know it's important. I know sometimes it's creates a little bit of anxiety, and it can create a little bit of anxiousness in the room. And I want to thank you all more than anyone, because you all came here today with really important concerns. And I know sometimes it's emotional. I know sometimes the nervousness gets up there a little bit. But everyone was amazing here today as far as being professional, allowing everyone else to speak. I mean, there were no interruptions here today. I mean, it was just, I don't see that. Judge DeVoe doesn't see that at every hearing we attend, and that's a credit to all of you, and I appreciate that very much. So with that said, I'll say one more thing. We'll be back here at 6 o'clock, and we're going to have another round of these public input hearings. Public is welcome. You're all welcome to come back. Can't testify twice, but you can come back, and you can see what your neighbors and your business associates and whatnot think about all this. But I want to tell you this. At these public input hearings, sometimes we hear individuals say, maybe the judges aren't listening. Maybe the judges don't care what we say. Maybe it's not important to them. I can tell you this. It's a great honor for me to work with Judge Emily DeBoe. Okay, and you have 2 judges assigned to this case. It's a big case, but I can assure you this: we know the law, we understand what our commitment is to everyone. Okay, and rest assured, we do listen, we do care, and we take that little summary that I just provided to you a minute ago very seriously. Okay, and I can assure you all that Judge DeVoe and I and the commission will do everything that we're legally permitted to do and what is proper to make certain that we discharge our duties appropriately. So thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. The time is now close enough to say 3:40, and we're adjourned. We'll see you all that come back at 6 o'clock tonight. Thank you.